Hey teens, have you ever had that thought, if I don't do this, they will stop liking me? Yeah, you're not alone. This is Beyond the Birds and the Bees, the podcast where we talk honestly about sex, emotions, relationships, and all the confusing stuff that comes with growing up. And I'm not an expert, just someone who's been there, heard it, and talked to a lot of girls and women who have felt the same exact way. And I decided that I wanted to share this all with you guys. So today we're going to talk about feeling like you have to do something sexual just to keep someone around, why that happens, what it actually means, and how to protect your peace and your heart. So we're going to do this in 4 parts today. So part 1 is where the pressure comes from. Let's be real. That pressure doesn't always come from a person. Sometimes it comes from inside us. So maybe you've thought, what if they lose interest if I don't? Everyone else seems to be doing it. This is what keeps the relationship going, right? I've already said no before. I can't keep saying it. I feel like they might leave me for someone who will do these things if I don't. So this kind of thinking often comes from things that we've been shown, things that we believe deep down, movies, social media, even friends talking can make it seem like sex is the ultimate sign of love, and that if you're not ready, you will be replaced. So the truth is, when you care about someone, you might want to make them happy, but it's not your job to sacrifice your own comfort to keep them interested. Love isn't proven through sex. And when you feel like sex is the price of keeping someone, that's not love. That's pressure. Okay? This is not okay. And I wouldn't want any of you to feel that way at any point in time. I will be real because that's what this podcast is about. I have definitely felt that way at times. I have definitely done things at times sexually that I didn't want to do because I had those same exact thoughts. Like, oh my God, this person is going to leave me, or they're going to cheat on me. They're going to go find someone that will do these things. I think that's like fears that we all have. But if those are the fears that you're having while you're with someone, then that someone isn't the right person. Especially if you've gone ahead and spoken to them about these fears that you're having inside, and these thoughts and these feelings that you're having, and they either dismiss them or they tell you that you're being crazy or any of those things. If they cannot give you peace of mind and a safe place to come to express yourself and your feelings, that's not love. That's not the right person. And you really should just move on and find someone else. And I know how hard that can be in itself, especially when you're already so scared about losing this person that you're thinking about doing things sexually that you don't want to do. But never, ever give yourself up to someone that doesn't respect you. And I want you guys to really hear that part, because I think a lot of women do this, and it's so sad. And it's almost like, it almost feels when you're doing it, or when you get to that point, especially as you get older, that it's almost like you're prostituting yourself out for free to these people just to get their love and just for them to want you. And that is not how it should feel. So, part 2, what that looks like in real life. Here's what this pressure can sound like. So, come on, if you really liked me, you would. Well, this is how people show love. Or another good one, I just need to feel close to you. Another one, other girls I've been with didn't make me wait. And even more on a silent level, pulling away from you emotionally when you set a boundary. So the second part to this is what that looks like in real life. And here's what this pressure can sound like, okay? Come on, if you really liked me, you would. This is how people show love. I just need to feel close to you. That's one of my favorite ones. Other girls I've been with didn't make me wait. Have any of you heard that one already? Frick. I've heard it so many times from guys, it's crazy. And there's also even more that can be done silently that you might not recognize. So pulling away emotionally when you set a boundary, saying that you're overthinking it, right? Giving you the cold shoulder after you say no. The worst part, it can happen with someone that you care about, someone who's nice most of the time, and that's what makes it confusing, right? Because you think that you've like found this person that truly loves you, that truly is respecting you and respecting your boundaries, and then you get to this certain point in the relationship, like the sexual part, and you're not ready, and they're just trying to pressure you, right? And they will use all of these excuses and all of these things to try to make you feel bad. Schmidt, that's Schmidt, my kitty. And Envy is like right here. She's trying to be involved. So they may not yell at you or force anything, but they might wear you down, right? And that slow, sneaky pressure is just as harmful as it would be if they were physically doing something to you. So relationships built on guilt or obligation fall apart because love can't grow in a place where you don't feel safe, like I said, right? So I have definitely been in situations like this, and I don't want you guys to be. Love should not be pressure. I can actually remember times where I was doing sexual acts with my boyfriend who I'd been with for even years. Okay. So it doesn't matter if this is a new relationship or not. That's another thing. Okay. It does not matter if it's a new relationship or if you guys have been together for months or years. Okay. If you say no and you don't want to do something, no is a full sentence. You do not need to explain yourself. But I remember even in a relationship that I had, I was being basically forced to do something through pressure, through the words. Oh, come on. Oh, why not? Oh, like, could you just do it? Oh, maybe I'll just go find someone else that will do it, right? So I was doing something, a sexual act with my partner, my boyfriend, and I cried through the whole entire thing. I literally felt like I was doing something that I did not want to be doing, that I shouldn't be doing, that wasn't okay. And I felt so forced into it that I cried the whole entire time that I was doing it. And I would never want you guys to go through that. So just keep that in mind, okay? Pressure is not okay, no matter what kind it is. And if you don't want to do something and they're going to go find someone else, then they are not the right person for you, anyways. And let them go fucking find somebody else, okay? Let them, God, I wouldn't wish them on anyone else either, but get away from them because they're not the right person for you. Part 3, why they shouldn't stay if that's all they want. Let's flip it. So imagine that you like someone and they say, I only want you if you'll send me nudes, or I'll stick around if you hook up with me. How gross does that sound? And how gross does that feel, right? Like, who says that to someone? So that's transactional, that's conditional, and that's someone saying, you're only valuable if you give me something. And that is not what real love sounds like. When somebody is only kind when they're getting what they want and cold if they're not, that's a major, major red flag, you guys, okay? Relationships should be based on a connection, respect, mutual interest, support, and yes, attraction, but never only on sex. There is so much more to a relationship than just sex. Someone who truly cares about you will want to be close to you emotionally first. They'll enjoy spending time with you, hearing your thoughts, laughing with you, sharing things with you. That matters so much more than what you can prove, what you can provide to them in the bedroom. Okay? So I want you guys to be very careful with that and make sure that whoever you're with, you have that like emotional connection first. Envy, that emotional connection first, and that they're really paying attention to you, and that they're not forcing you, they're not blackmailing you, they're not pressuring you. And it can start before it even gets to sexual things. Okay, so watch for those red flags even before sex. So if they're wanting you to skip a class or something like that, and they're like, oh, come on, oh, my other girlfriend used to do that, my other boyfriend used to do that, or things like that, where it starts small and it doesn't seem like it's really that big of a deal, or smoking, drinking, pressure with those sorts of things. I can guarantee you, if they're pressuring you on smaller things, they are going to pressure you on the bigger things like sex. Okay, so watch for these red flags and get out before it gets to the part where you're so enthralled with this person on your end, and you're liking this person so much that you're going to feel like you have to give them yourself in order to make them stay. Part 4, how do you reclaim your power? If you've ever felt like sex is the price of love, take that power back. You're not a product, you're a person. Okay, so here's how to protect yourself. So practice saying, I'm not ready, and that doesn't make me any less lovable or valuable. Set a rule for yourself. If I feel nervous about saying no, I probably need to. Okay, that's a big one. Talk to your friends who get it. Community is power, okay? And I mean, talk to the good friends in your friend group, because unfortunately there is always like a bad apple or apples in a friend group, and you think that they're going to be helpful, and really they're not, and they're going to give you not great advice, and I don't want you to get bad advice. Talk to the ones that are like really the good ones. And if you're not sure who the good ones are, really go ask your mom and dad or your aunt who's been around your friends and seen your friends, because like I can guarantee we already know which one of those friends is a good friend and which one of those friends are not good friends, and who you should be taking advice from and who you shouldn't be taking advice from. Another one that you can do is journal what you actually want and how you want to feel. So journal about it. That's another great thing that you guys can do for yourself. So it's the same thing as like writing in a diary. Adults just call it journaling. But that's a great way to write your emotions down on a page and read back what you've said as well. So that I've written in my journal before, and I feel like while I'm writing, yes, the thoughts are coming out, but it's almost like the saying, like in one ear and out the other. It's not really like registering in my brain, right? So I have like read back what I've written, and that can be so powerful, because then you're reading something that's coming from you, and it's almost like a whoa, like I felt that way, or I feel this way. I don't want to feel this way, so something needs to change. So journaling can be wonderful, okay? And if they leave because of your boundary, honestly, let them. I know that that's going to be so hard. It's not fun being left because you wouldn't do something for someone, but you are so much more valuable than being a piece of meat to someone, or having someone blackmail you into doing something that you don't want to do. Okay, so yeah, if they leave because of your boundary, let them. It's hard, but it's also powerful. You choosing yourself tells the world, I'm worth more than what I give. I'm enough by simply being me, and you are enough. Don't let anyone ever make you feel like you're not. And letting someone walk away isn't weakness, it's strength. Okay? It's saying, I'd rather be alone than in a relationship where I don't feel safe and valued. And woo, you guys, that is such a hard one. And I don't know why that's a hard one. That's a hard one for me. Okay. I have stayed in some freaking relationships way longer than I should have, being treated like absolute garbage when I shouldn't have stayed, accepting the bare fucking minimum from these people when I shouldn't have. I don't know why I didn't see my value and what kept me in this unsafe environment for so long. I guess I didn't love myself as much as I should have. And that's something that, like, even currently at 38, that I am still having to work on. And it is not easy. But if you guys start it at a young age, the self care, the self love, doing the things for yourself that make you love yourself, and you start it now, you won't have this trauma when you get older, hopefully, that you're going to have to work twice as hard to fix, because it's twice as hard to try to fix some of the traumas as an adult that we've lived with for so long, because this sort of stuff wasn't really talked about at our age or by our parents or by the adults in our life. And I don't know how much it really even gets talked about for you guys, because you're coming from a generation, your parents are this generation that they didn't have people to talk to and they're trying to heal from it. So I don't know if they're realizing what you guys are going through and they're talking to you about it. I'm sure some of them are, which is absolutely wonderful. But again, this podcast is here because some of you might not have that. So I don't want you guys to ever feel how I felt or stay in a relationship for way longer than you should. And another reason to stay is not because you feel like you're going to end up alone for the rest of your life. You guys are so young still. I wish I could go back to your age and start over in the dating pool. And yeah, I sometimes feel at my age that I'm running out of time, but I'm not. Not even half of my life is over yet, and I need to realize that. And I need to realize that, there are a lot of fish in the sea. Um, but another good takeaway is I want you guys to figure out what kind of person you want to be with. And I know you're young, so you kind of have to explore. But as you explore and as you get older, like, really write down the things that you value in a relationship and out of a partner, whether it's with a man or a woman, right? You should have values of what you're really looking for. And if someone can't provide those to you, don't stay with them, right? And that's not saying that a person can't change as they grow. Not change. I don't want to say change, because no one should ever have to change for someone. And you, ladies, you cannot change a man. Okay, it doesn't happen that way. But they can grow. Okay, so if you're telling them that something bothers you, they can grow and work on that thing, as long as it's not a fundamental difference between you two. Like, I know you guys are young, but this would be a fundamental difference. Okay, one of you wants children, one of you never wants children. Probably something that you cannot compromise on, or that one of you will change from, and you don't want there to be resentment. But something that a person could change is, when you come to them and you say, you don't listen to me when I tell you how I feel like you get very defensive. And I would love it if I could come to you and feel safe in talking to you about my feelings. Is that something that you could work on? Right? So that is something that a partner can work on and that they should be able to give you. Maybe they don't have that right now because, they weren't raised that way. Their childhood and how their parents raised them was different, but that is something that they could work on and grow into to be a better partner for you. So again, cannot change people, but some people can grow. And if they're not willing to grow, definitely don't stay either, because that's another thing that that I have done is I've stayed because I thought I could change a man, because I thought a man would change for me, because they loved me so much that they would change. That's not how it works, ladies. You can give them a chance to show some change when you come to them with certain issues, but majority of them won't. And if they don't, or they don't put in an effort, also don't waste your time, because I don't want you to get to 38 and still be single, or still wondering what the hell you did in life with all of these men staying in these shitty relationships that didn't fulfill you and didn't give you the things that you really, really wanted deep down inside of yourself. Okay? Same for you boys. Sorry, I know I talk a lot to the ladies here, but for you boys too, there are some women out there that unfortunately just will not change. They think there's nothing wrong with them, and you boys, some of you boys can be so, so, so sweet and offer so much, and you're undervalued as well. So this goes for you guys too. Do not stay with anyone, boy or girl, who's not valuing you and not making you feel safe in a relationship. It's not going to work, and it's honestly just going to break your self-esteem and make you feel even worse about yourself, which is going to put you in this downward spiral of staying with these people that make you feel this way because you have no self-love left. And then it's going to take so much work to get that self-love back. It's going to suck, and it's going to waste a lot of time that you didn't need to waste if you had just walked away before it got to this point. Okay? So that was our episode today. And just remember, you don't owe anyone sex just to keep them around. You don't need to trade your body to feel worthy. And you never have to perform to stay loved. You are enough exactly as you are. And I never want you to forget that, okay? So if you've got something that you want to ask privately, don't forget my email, beyondthebirdsanthebees101@gmail.com. Your questions are always safe with me, okay? And next week, come back for a big one. Don't change yourself to make them like you, love you, or stay with you. All right, you guys have a great day. See you next week.